Welcome to Keyladder. This is another presentation of Keyladder.com. This time, instructions for creating a limited liability company. We're coming to Keyladder. I'm going to talk to you today about how to create a limited liability company. We're going to use, for example, the Secretary of State website for the state of Mississippi. Website I've been to many times, helped other people create their business entity. So we're going to take a look at the things that you can do on this website, more specifically, those choices that you need to make to create a limited liability company. First thing we're going to do is go to the business search over here, and we're going to look to see if the name that you have chosen is available. I'm going to put down 123 RD, 123rd Properties. LLC. Now, let me explain what we're doing here. Under the business name, it's very important that you put the word LLC or the letters LLC after the business name. Otherwise, you cannot use LLC after the business name in any type of correspondence or with the bank, for example. It has to be attached to the name here. It's understood by the state that it's an LLC, but you have to put that in. What we're doing is, one of the ways that people will name their vacation rentals or their regular rentals or any other kind of property is often by where the property is located. Something very simple. That way, when they have multiple properties, they don't have to remember a fancy name they came up with, one such as the Pink Panther or something like that. So 123rd Properties would mean that the property would be on 123rd Street. More likely, you will be able to get that name because not many people would have done that. If they did, you can change it. You can say 123rd, or use the other name. If there's a corner there, use the name of that corner, or you can maybe make a combination of the street name and the corner. The name's not really very important for property investors because you're not marketing that name out there to really anyone. The only entities that will actually ever see that name will be your bankers and your tax people, and that's pretty much it. So it's not a fancy name. Now, if you were creating a business that you were going to sell something, you would want to come up with a better name than that. So we're going to check here, and we're going to see if that name is available. And as I suspected, it says no matches found. That means the name is available, and you can use that name to create a business. So let's go back to the business filings here. And in this particular case, we're going to go right here where it says form a Mississippi corporation. Now, I've been on other state websites to do the same thing, and they're all very similar. Easy to follow the on-screen instructions. We're going to go to form the company now. We're going to click right here to form a Mississippi corporation, nonprofit, LLC, partnership. And we're going to go up here and we're going to select limited liability company. You don't want the partnership, you want the company. That's the LLC. So we're going to go 123rd Properties LLC. And it says names available. We already checked that. And then we're going to put in Smith at AOL.com. I'm not going to save this, by the way. And then we've got a future date. We don't need a future date. We can do that today. The name of the business entity, and then you have to look up these, search for the NCIS or AS codes, and you can type a letter up here. You can say real estate. And it will produce a lot of things for real estate. So you've got one, usually there's one where there's residential buildings, lessors of residential buildings right here. So that's what you want to do. But there's so many of them. It doesn't make a big difference. There's some others here. Houses rental for leasing. So there's a lot of entities there. And so you've got 5331110 and that. And then we're going to close that. And we're going to close that one. And we're going to come back to the codes. And we're going to paste that code in that I just copied. And then we're going to say, here's a registered agent. Now, if you are located out of the state of Mississippi, where your present residence is located, then you have to use a registered agent in the state of Mississippi. And you're going to have to put the information in there about the registered agent. Now, often the registered agent will actually do this for you as part of paying them to become a registered agent. In that case, they'll fill in this information right here. And then there will be a signature for someone authorized to sign. If you filled this in with your registered agent's name, then you could put your own name in here. And then you'll go on, and there's a few more questions. I'm not going to go any further with it because I don't want to save it. But you get the idea that this is what you have to do. And then when you finish, they're going to require you to pay. It's about $54, if I recall, for here. And then at the end of this process, you can print your certificate. You can print what you need. It'll have a number on it. That'll be your number. And the bank will need that document for you to be able to open up a checking account. So essentially, that's all that you need to do to create a company, at least in the state of Mississippi. Other states may be different. Now, it's important that you create this in the state where the property is located. There are lots of twists and turns on the legal side. Let me just give you a quick example on California. If you own a property outside of California and you've created an LLC in another state, California is not going to allow you to use their courts for anything to do with that property. If you create an LLC on a California property in another state, the same is true. You have to file what's called a foreign corporation statement, and many states require you to do that, and what you end up doing is paying double the amount of money or even more. California charges $800 a year. Mississippi charges the $54 one time. It does not have an annual amount. The other thing you need to be cautious of is when you do your LLC in whatever state, you are probably going to be required to go in and file a report every year to keep it updated. Now, with the state of Mississippi, that report simply is just checking on your address and contact information, and there's no additional fee. In other states, there is an additional fee, such as California. It's $800 every year. So you can see all of that on the state's website. It doesn't take much for you to be able to come in and create this. And there are a lot of people that will offer to do it for a fee. This business does that as well. So we're just trying to show you. If you need more information, then contact us or check your local state. But again, we recommend that whatever state you're buying the property in is the state where you want the LLC and for legal purposes. So please continue to read our article on this topic of creating an LLC for your vacation rental property and other topics on our blog site on Keyladder.com. Thank you. Please consider taking our Keyladder courses. We have a course on investing in residential rental property and another course on investing in short-term or vacation rental property. These courses are both available by going to Keyladder.com. You can select the one you'd like to listen to. There are a couple of free courses just to give you some idea of what the longer courses will provide. That way you can make a choice, and we hope that you pick one of those courses. In any case, we have many blog articles on our website and a lot of information to help you better understand your finances.